Gordon Webley, one of Edward Siaga chief architect in 1980. And we know our history and we know our antecedent. You understand? You know, so she was a Jamaica Labour Party representative. I must lose about 2 or 3 elections for the Labour Party. Perennial loser, if you ask me. But anyway. Then you know who else was behind her? Her own sister. Or who was in her company? Shauna Miller. Shauna Miller was the independent candidate manager in 2016. Go and do your research in Hanover. Who led a team of independent candidates and campaigned against Ian Hills in Hanover. So when she was up there with her hypocritical self, speaking about who switch and go down in a ditch, 2 political turncoat was right. Exactly behind her was Joan Gordon Webley, who at probably 70 years old or somewhere thereabout, the PNP bring out of the zoo or museum, figure run again. But that is another case. So, but back to what I said to you now. So you did not hear anybody in the PNP. I have been very critical of the mayor of Hanover. And you have never heard, because him can't come out and say nothing. If anybody have anybody file, and me have a file, me, Craig Oates, have the file. And that is why they have remained quiet. But this is what the PNP, them allow a loud mouth to say something. And then them try to get it viral.
To test the waters.
Say again?
To test the waters.
To test the waters. No, I am leaving the island very soon. I met with the lawyers this morning. He, the person who made those allegations, is going to have to prove. And I don't know if you have a video a couple months back where they sent me a lot of money and told them that I don't need it and I don't want it. I don't know if you saw that video.
Right, Craig, but I wanted to as a lot of people is saying we want change, and I wanted to speak on the leadership now, the Dayton Campbell, the Mark Golding, what in the blood and fire.
Quite honestly, I don't know if I'm the best person to speak on them, because they are the reasons why comrades like me. How can you have a leader and they say they don't care who want to leave the party? It's your brothers and sisters, and you say you don't care if they want to leave out of your house. Make them go on where they want to go. Make go sleep under a tree, because that must be it. An election is a game, and everybody that leaves, leave with 1 person, 2 person, 10 person, 20 person, and in close seats, those add up. You cannot be selling at a time when the party government is doing the most infrastructure work we have ever seen since the 1960s. How can you be out there selling a narrative of just corruption? And let me tell you where their mindset is. For the better part of probably about 2 years, I've been hearing the argument that Andrew Oates have 28 bank account. 28. Me personally, me probably got about 15 or 16. And I saw it strange. Come here, bank account with my son. Me have my bank account with, you know, other members of my family. And when it came out that Mark Golding had 34 bank accounts, I don't know if it is confirmed, but when I hear the defense of persons coming out and saying, yes, it is okay for Mark Golding to have 34 bank accounts because him born rich and Andrew Oates born poor. So I may have said to myself, said, Jesus Christ, I matter about people who think so would be intelligent, you know. Now, no matter what man want to think about being a member of parliament, it's one of the better paying jobs in our country. No matter what, by any metric. And if a man can save 4 million, he can go at the credit union and get 10 times that amount to borrow. And if he work and repay back that 40 million, he can go that the mindset that we have is that a man with pretty hair and white complexion is allowed, but a poor is not allowed. And it speaks volume to how the politics plays out. And I think that the Labour Party needs to take some blame in terms of their messaging. I know that the bloggers them and the social media personalities are doing a good job. But one of the biggest mistakes that the JLP made after the local election was not telling the victory that they had. The JLP won 7 parish. The PNP won 5. The only parish that the PNP took from the JLP is St. Mary.
St. Mary.
Right? So they had Hanover, which based on the work that I was doing down here for 2 years, that is why they swept it. That is one of the main reasons. Not the only, but the main reason. Working. I was then a caretaker. They won back Westmoreland. They held Manchester and they held St. Catherine. The only parish that the PNP was able to take, and I'm not hearing the bloggers them, was St. Mary, of which we see some activities continuing there to this day. But if you look on St. Thomas, and if you look on Portland, and if you look on and if you look on Trelawney, and if you look on St. James, and if you look on Clarendon, and there's another one, probably me and Missy. The JLP won out of 13 municipalities, 7 seats. The PNP won 5, not 7 seats, 7 municipalities, 7 parish. The PNP won 5. Kingston and St. Andrew, draw, and the PNP out in Portmore. If there was an election, if you go off of the seat count, based off a division, the JLP would have won by 34 or 33, probably a low of 34, 35, 34, 33, 34. Depending on how you interpret it. But the JLP would not have lost the election. And we're looking at people are saying that they want change. If people want change, I must say 39% of the local election. So where is the change? And they're saying, oh, we get the popular vote. The popular vote in Jamaica means nothing. If you US, Donald Trump won the electoral college and lost to Hillary Clinton by 3 million votes. So it is just my thought process that the JLP messaging to people sometimes leaves room open for interpretation, because the JLP should, I think the Prime Minister came out probably about some time, but I think that he could have been more strident to say, Labour, we won this election. There are 13 municipalities in this country. We won 5. Yes.
I think, and I agree with you that the Jamaica Labour Party, they're declaring the victory. But I think in Andrew Oates' defense, and this is me reading his thoughts, and all, this is not what he said. By not going out there, I say we win, them win, we win, them win, was a part of simmering the political tension that was brewing in the country at the time. And I believe that is one of Andrew Oates' #1 that raised the political temperature. I agree they could be a bit more forceful.
Can I respond to that?
What the mission
Let me just respond to that. I don't believe that speaking the truth and explaining to your supporters who are out there campaigning is raising the political temperature. It is what it is. The electoral office of Jamaica gave, because sense came with when members of the media came and declared the PNP the winner, from early in the night.
Exactly. I was about to say that. I was about to ask you if the media contributed to the downplaying of the JLP. I was about to say that because and hold on, Craig, let me just say this, please, because another thing that we also need to look at was office, where the back and forth that caused a little stir, especially in the social media space, because the night when it was declared by the media that the PNP had won, you see, there was a whole heap of back and forth with the electoral office, right? So I remember seeing the back and forth, and people were saying, who won the election? Who won? Who this? Who that? Who that? So they also contributed to the election that we saw and the downplaying of the victory of the JLP. Yes, I agree that more could have been done.
You know, a lot of persons have said a lot of things about Donald Trump. But if there's one thing about him that I like, he being the leader, I mean, it's water under the bridge, communication to the people. And what I've seen happen since the local election is that especially the GLP bloggers, leadership of the party has taken up it all amongst on their heads now. And they're now communicating and showing a lot of things out there. That is what is needed. So, I mean, I saw if I run because I have a grave digging that I'm going to go. So, if there's any other question to me?
Yeah, we want to know what you are going to bring to the Jamaica Labour Party, because we have seen you now on our side. What Labour Party?
My expectation from the Labour Party is just good governance. And in the past, my MP, Dave Brown, I have been very critical of him because I don't mince words when I talk. I have seen where he work, and from him start to the work, I go give him the support. I am one of the persons who sponsor a lot of community-based events, corner leagues. I help feed this, like, you know, have school feeding program with mentor youths, blah, 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 you name it. So what do I bring to the table? I bring my organizational, the fact that I'm on the ground in the community communicating, and also I bring the fact that I have an effective message that I think I send out there so that people can listen and understand. My expectation from the Jamaica Labour Party is just good governance. From any political party. I mean, I think I'm being blessed to the point where I can take care of myself financially. So, I just look good governance. Water, road, light, low crime, good health.
All right, we have 6 persons here on the platform. We just going to give them one question each and then you can dip, please. We can start with Travi. Travi, are they here or no? Munchi, go ahead if you have anything to say. HR, anything to say?
Right. Howdy, folks. Howdy. They just want to backtrack a little bit. Craig and Lashika. The local government elections. I was making about the leadership of the party not communicating the win. But the question I want to ask to Craig is you said earlier that elections are a numbers game. With you, the numbers, the final numbers, the final tally coming out of the local government election were that the JLP won most of the councils. Are the numbers in dispute? And I understand the role that the media played as enunciated by Lashika, but are the numbers really in dispute? I don't think so.
And that is my point. The numbers were not in dispute. What was in dispute that it should have been placed out there and put out there so that people can, especially your supporter, having fight. Because listen, for most governments in the world, a term election, like a local election, normally doesn't go good. For the government to win 7 out of 13 municipalities, that speaks volume. So, you know, I'm looking at it from that angle. But let me just say something very important before we leave. I was listening and I hear some argument about the polls. A lot of people are running with Dan Anderson polls. Me personally, I'm not a fan of Dan Anderson polls. I'm not a fan of polls, but I don't think that if you closest election that Dan Anderson has predicted for me was 2002 when the JLP and the PNP ran a very close election. Since that time, Dan Anderson has been marked. And even though some people beat Blue Dot has been very, very effective. But let us just take Dan Anderson poll in context. If it is that Dan Anderson poll is saying that the JLP by 3 percentage points, for all of the liberates, for all the People's National Party that is taking pleasure in that. 3% point mean 3% point with a marginal percent is that it can be 3% and it can be dead even. For the PNP to take 18 seats from the JLP, you will have to have a voter turnout of over 50%. In addition to that, you will have to have a voter swing of probably anywhere between 6 and 8-9%. 3% will not take away 18 seats and hold 14 when Damian Crawford, who we see have gone quiet, seat attention, don't write off Mr. Amos. Lisa on a seat over there in Southeast Sentence, don't write off Young Peart. And a lot of people not talking about this. Phillips got a seat when probably I win by close to 2,000 margin. It came down to almost a couple hundred. And the seat has been neglected. Election have people shocked because somebody from both sides of the aisle drop off of the chair. 3% will not give you 18 seats unanswered.
Thank you. Travi, go on, Travi.
Mr. Oates.
Yes, sir. Hello?
Javi, you're mute.
You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah,
You see that my internet low. Hold on, mate.
Side, go on for a side. Oh, Travi, come back.
You hear me? Yeah. Me that fix the problem. My usual problem, Shika. You know, I know. What my question to you, Mr. Oates, what is it? One thing that you passionately want for Hanover? I'm stepping outside of the quote-unquote politics to ask you this question. And the reason for doing that, I realize that you're a community person. I'm familiar with I'm from close by. And I want to ask you this question. What is this? What is the one thing that you want for Hanover?
The one thing that I know is for the mindset of residents to change. The Asoigo mentality. Because like the PNP has sent and pick who them want to represent. We have seen, a very few persons from Hanover itself has represented Hanover at the central government level for sitting at in the House of Parliament. And if we have the mindset, stop saying, I saw it go. Rather, this is how it should go. We want good road. We want good light. We want garbage to be collected. We are going to speak the truth, no matter the political party we support. So if Andrew Holness is doing good, we are going to say good. And if him is doing bad, we are going to say bad. If Golden is doing good, we are going to say good. Because you have intelligent people knotting themselves around in knots. I could tell you, say, yeah, water and light and road, of course. But the mindset, the ability for people, a man will pay. All right, let us give an example of something. Down at Western Hanover, the PNP has been in charge of that constituency for 1989. Election was February 1989. Tamika Davis won Western Hanover for the PNP for the first time in probably almost 40 years or something like that. Close to. In 5 years, you have many persons who are of the expectation that Tamika Davis should have remedied and fixed all that has been wrong for nearly 40 years. That is what I'm speaking of. Mindset.
I understand you totally. And the reason for me understanding you totally, and I know road and water and stuff like that have been your answer. And here's why I know. I'm from Central Westmoreland. Westmoreland, Western Jamaica have a mindset problem. I stand with you 100%. Because these people has been loyal to PNP from before I was born, way before I was born. And to this day, they have nothing to show for it. I want to draw your attention to one speech made by the General Secretary since he became the caretaker in Western Westmoreland and walked. He came out to tell the public that, when you walk on the campaign trail and then tell us to go look for one comrade over there, some manly comrade. And when you go over there and look in them frail and battered and beat up, And if you take fast look into the roof, you see straight through. They don't live nowhere. He is not lying. That is the truth of the PNP in Western Jamaica, Hanover and Westmoreland. That is the truth about them. There are people down there serving the party from Manly days, as he said, and have nothing to show for it. As he said, them no live nowhere.
First, let me go skip you. I think Angel wants to jump over you for a little bit. I think she has to leave.
Yes, please. Thank you. Laborite family, big up yourself. I just the comrades are the PNP supporters in your area in Hanover. What do you think is important that you need to tell them that you think they don't know? Being you were, you know, I know you talk about that they need to change their mindset. But what is the most important thing I think that you need to say to them if they're listening that they need to know?
Let me answer though. There's different things that I think I can say to them. You have things that you can say to them if you look for win vote. You have things that you actually can say to them about life and living. One of the things that I've been to PNP in Hanover, and I've been making comparisons. I have seen persons, and I'm 50 years old, who are much older than me, and they have been wearing the same hat, the same shirt, the same armband, live the same space, do the same job for all them life. And I am trying to impress upon, especially the younger generation, the need to have objectivity of thought. Because quite honestly, some of the senior people, for them time come and gone. It don't make no sense to tell them nothing. Manly did send them brother go to school, go read and go to Jamal and blah blah. So the younger generation is what we are telling to be objective in your thinking, have a mind of your own. You know what I mean? That is what I have been doing, and it is causing ripples. And then I use evidence with my videos and show stuff that is in our. And the ones that when they get the work, you not hear them voice. And the one them not get the work, at them the voice you hear loud. And at them you hear they bash people. You know, just imagine. And I was laughing at, after we talked about that famous or infamous video that was made. And I can tell you, you are not hearing the last of that video. That video will be dealt with, because here is the character of person. Just go back in a mindset, as I'm gonna say. Someone come out and say, Craig Oates, me are your secret. Me are your file for my waist. No. I have never gotten a job from no government entity. For those of us who know me, know that I have done very, very well from here 18 years old. And when I go talk with personal business, but just say I have done well. Very well. I've never gotten a contract from the Hanover Parish Council. I've never gotten a contract from the central government. Never. Now, if your man come and say this blatantly, and it reminds me of when Alfred Das come and talk about the machine them as if he had knowledge. Now, for you go up, when you're sued in the Supreme Court, for you have a defense, you have to have a man. Anyway, you said me get the money from, who say, yes, I gave you the money to give to him. You know what next you have to have? You have to have the man and say, what the reason why I give you money for give me, Tell me I'm going to get to come say that now. I'm not telling you how stupid these comrades are. It is not enough. It is enough that, and if you look at it, this man, is a man who the government of Jamaica, based off of what I'm hearing, his driver's license suspended.
Allegedly.
You hear me, I said to you? Now, these are the kind of people where we have a carry the message, and this is my last statement, because I have to leave. is going to play a critical role in the election. A lot of people don't see it and not see it being used. Jamaica is a homophobic country. A lot of the persons that is carrying the message display some level of
I fish them. I fish.
anti-social. You see, especially country people. You see, especially country people. Country people are still God-fearing. Country people are still God-loving. Country people. People in general, you know. And when we see certain people now I bring the message openly for the PNP, certain kind of people, you want to ask yourself, where the party gone?
Michael, the party gone too.
And somebody who grew up in a movement, you know. 52 man, along out them tongue and kiss each other, you know.
Yes, and the happy anniversary.
A man come out and I say happy anniversary, you know. Me don't know. Listen, that is even to me worse than some of the allegations the people have against him, you know. The morality. Listen, we
Craig, you take up with time, man. You take up with time, man. Give me 5 more minutes, Craig. Give me 5 more.
No,
give me 5 more minutes, please. Hold on. Give me 5 more minutes, please. Give us until 3:10.
Now we're going to do some politics.
No, man. Give it until. Give it until 3:10, man.
No, I have some stuff. The same time I get some work, so I have to go do some work for my member of parliament down the road. Because remember, say all politics is local, you know. Them down the road.
4 minutes, Craig.
It's hard, man, because I see my phone ring and I have to delete. I have to press it off every time because they call me.
Craig,
I am sorry to come.
Craig, answer the question before you go. Who wants to switch? Like you had the courage to switch. What is your message to them? Because some of them wants to switch and they're kind of timid.
My message to comrades who want to switch is our parents, our parents did not achieve freedom for us by sitting on a ledge. They went out there and they did what they must and what they had to. And a lot of us have switched and faced fire. Craig Oates, Ian Miles, Garfield, James. Ian Miles, I'm a friend, you know. And when Miles switched, I publicly cussed him out. Him and James. And Miles called me privately and said, Craig, may I have a friend? But I could have never stay one more day with them people here. And may I have the same personality. You are going to fight. As I tell you, me just a straight man, me just a plain man. And I came out publicly and privately. And I said, Miles, it come like me a stifle, it come like me a choke. So me I said to people, say, who want to switch? Look at the leadership of this and look at Mark Goldie. Look at roads being fixed. Probably your road is not being fixed, but politics is about hope. And over here so I fixed today, and over here so I fixed tomorrow. Look at Montego Bay. Me talk about the Western region I come from. In another couple of months, in another year, you are not going to have any traffic situation. You're going to start out at Iron Shore, you're going to drop out down already. Look up a corner originally. Yes, you have overrun as most projects, but guess what? Want to be the best hospital in the English-speaking Caribbean. Look at Iron Shore. Look at everywhere where there's arable lands that people can build. House, business are flourish. No follow nobody. The littlest boy.
Run a question.
Craig, one question. Since you have to run, given the mood and the ground now in your constituency, quickly tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, what are the prospects of Dave Brown retaining that seat? And
Dave Brown, honestly, to tell you the truth, and emotional politics. Me have Dave Brown at a scale of 7 to 10 at 7. 6.5 point the lead. I'm going to tell you why. Jamaica, I have at 6.5. And let me just give me a reason. Eastern Hanover have more pockets of JLP than PNP. Sandy Bay, they have 3 divisions. Sandy Bay, Hopewell, and Chester Castle. Sandy Bay is the strongest division for the PNP. So in order for the JLP has never lost Chester Castle division and Hopewell division since 2002 when Barrington Gray won. So for the JLP to win, for the PNP to win Eastern Hanover, they have to win Sunday big, whole Hopewell in, whole Dave Brown in Hopewell and whole him in Chester Castle. Right now, Dave Brown team is back in place. Ferran Carish, the former councillor, up in Chester Castle, there was some disagreement and falling out. He's now back in the field and in the fold, working. So in the Chester Castle, you have 1 and 2 strong political activists, namely my good friend, who are like my father in the politics, Austin Polyjump. One of the biggest JLP eras in Hopewell. He had tremendous influence. You know, disagreements again, he had crossed over. Me and him move. Me come at JLP, he's back, we're working together. So all the major JLP garrison in Chester Castle and Hopewell right now, Haddington to Hopewell to Haddington. Haddington is the largest amount of vote for the JLP in Eastern Hanover. That road has been fixed, almost 6 miles of road from Hopewell to Cocoon Castle. Normally take you 20-25 minutes, now takes you anywhere between 7 and 10 minutes. Dave Brown has worked his constituency. Now follow nobody. Dave Brown biggest part is that you not talk a lot. Let me just go back to Western. Let me just go back to Western.
Okay, go ahead.
Over in Western, Tamika Davis is politics. No matter what we want to say, things in Jamaica make you win or lose. In a general election. Andrew Wellness, the leadership. And that is why when I see Dan Anderson poll have Andrew Wellness at 7% above Mark Bolin. At 3%, the PNP leading. It was surprising. We are a leader-centric country. People vote for leaders at the party. They will not like the MP, you know. They say, I'm going to vote for Andrew, I'm going to vote for Portia, I'm going to vote for PJ. If that is the case, so over in Western Hanover, Tamika Davis in the PNP has been losing support from Ian. He lost, he came right down till the PNP only get, Ian Hills, I don't think he get 5,000 vote good the last election. If you look at the local government election when the PNP was on a high, the last one, February 2024, there's 34,000, I think, 600 voters in Western Hanover. What happened if you check up the vote count? I'm not going to be exact, but I'm just going to give you. Green Island, where the strongest area in a Western Hanover for the PNP, the councillor, my good friend Mr. Sewell, gets 1,600 and something vote. In the Cardinal division of the mayor run, I think they get 1,200 and something. So give them 13. So 16 at a 3-9. In the Lucy division, give them another 1,300, I think, for Mr. Chambers. So 3-9 and 13, that's how much?
3-9 and 13, that's what, 15?
4 or 5.
Oh, sorry. And that's
Right.
what, 20, 25?
Right.
That's all?
So, but the long and the short of it is, and I think Riverside division about 5,000. The long and the short of it is, the PNP probably barely crack 5,000 vote in a Western Hanover when they swept the 4 seats. The Labour rights stayed at home. The same in Eastern Hanover, 26,500 votes. Chester Castle division, Winter McIntosh get 1,100. In a Hopewell, the PNP winner Lennox Frey get, so call that about 1,800 between them. Andrea Dehaney get 2,100 in a Sandy Bay. So out of 26,000 odd vote in our Eastern Hanover, the PNP when they sweep all 3 divisions only get. The Labour rights stayed at home. If the Labour rights come out, the Jamaica Labour Party will win.
Thank you, Craig. There you have it. We'll chat. Your friend Sophie tell you hi. She was just in the chat a while ago.
Yeah, man.
Something about
Big up yourself.
the date, the government has $4 billion at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. The $26 billion is projection in terms of completion with every single equipment required to run a hospital. Yes, sir. Thank you. Rescope of project.
That was newly baptized.
There you have it, guys.
Newly baptized. Labour right, Mr. Craig Oates.
Winner, I think you wanted to clarify that so you can just probably say it louder so all those who are listening can hear.
All the persons who are in the back, after the most honorable Dr. Christopher Tufton went to Parliament and made it clear there's what you call it again, where they can stand and make a what you call it again? The protocol.